Hey,
Hey,
we're on. We're live.
Woo.
Rich, Jeremy, and Rich.
what's up, guys?
Your room's not in the basement, right? No, you're on
No,
ground.
I'm in an office.
You're
I'm in-
ground
you know,
floor.
my-
I'm
I still got the work.
subterranean. Okay, all right, gotcha.
You're the basement guy.
I'm in the basement.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
the dank,
all right.
dank and dungy.
So we're trying to do this. Let's just say right now, Rich, every Friday.
Yes,
We're
every
going to try
Friday,
and do this
like 10 o'clock.
around
every
this
Friday,
around 10 o'clock.
around 10 o'clock.
Around 10 o'clock.
good.
Okay, so
Hey, let me
It's-
ask you something real quick. We're
Yes,
starting
I'm
off
ready.
here. I've been pondering stuff. Okay, everybody here, Gen X, hopefully. If you're not, just listen in
That's
and follow
okay.
along.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
back in the day, the 80s TVs. Remember those? You remember the 80s TVs with the
you mean the
dial?
actual televisions?
televisions?
Okay.
And it came in big oak,
Yeah.
containers, that weighed about 800. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a
Simulated.
button on these things. Now, when they went digital, when they went the first remote control, they had a button on it. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe you remember the name. It was like tint control or the color button or something like that. And when you pushed it, the colors would pop to like blue, green, and red and yellow.
Yeah.
And really bright.
Super.
What the heck was that for? What was that for? Do you know what that was
Well,
for?
and it could have been called tint, or it could have been called color. I mean,
Yeah.
depending on the. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it was. There was no use for it. Absolutely no use.
I don't know what that was for.
Exactly. Maybe somebody can tell me, because I was thinking about it, like, hey, I was talking to the wife about it. She's like, hey, you remember those buttons? Like, yeah. So I remember I'd push it and it would just go wonky. And then I'd be like, it was like look at the black screen or the blue screen of death from a computer.
What's that for? Yeah.
What
not
is it
sure.
for?
And
Yeah.
you would also have the UHF.
Yes.
dial.
Yes.
Yeah,
That one.
so there-
And then you had the dial where you'd push it in and turn it to where it was like you'd have to
So-
dial it in. You'd be like,
so,
hey, someone get
Oh,
up and
man.
turn the antenna up there.
so this is way back, dude. This is, and you're a few years younger than me, so
Yeah.
this has got to be probably 1973. I'm probably 6 years old,
Okay.
and our TV was on a little roller cart. It was on a little cart that you could roll around. And the night before, my folks had like a dinner party where a bunch of people were over for dinner. And so they slid the TV back into one of the rooms. And so that next Saturday morning, well, we needed to watch cartoons. So 6-year-old me decides I'm going to just go in and wheel the TV out of the bedroom back into the living room.
Nice.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
I bet not.
The TV fell over, face down, broke. There was crying. We couldn't watch cartoons all weekend. But here's the thing. It was a black and white TV. This is how old I am. Black and white.
I had one. Dude,
Okay, so
Yeah.
So we're like shattered because we no cartoons, no creature feature on the afternoon, no Wide World of
Oh
Sports.
my God, the creature features.
Creature feature.
Godzilla.
So guess what?
Rodan.
Monday night.
Oh,
I
right
lived in Post Falls at this time, right off Greens Ferry Road, by the way. So I'm Monday night. My dad worked in Spokane. He comes home from work that night with the brand new color TV.
Wow.
And he plugged that in, and then all of a sudden I was like the hero, because if I had not broken it, but we had that as an RCA TV, and I remember Gunsmoke. They turned it on, and it was like this vibrant color, and it was like a whole new world. It was exciting.
Dude, you were here. I bet your brothers and sisters were just like
Yeah.
walking
Good
by.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
talking
was
about,
awesome.
brother. All right.
And we had that TV, dude. We probably had that TV. That was probably 73.
Yeah.
We probably had that TV to the early 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, they lasted.
They did.
Marlon says Rich cleans up pretty good. Look at that. Right?
I do clean up pretty good. Look, let's go back to it. I just need my hat.
So anyway, no, that's funny.
So
Sorry.
yeah, the old color TVs though. We're all talking about TVs, but yeah, what brought it all up was yesterday. I was down in my mother's basement. I had to replace her floor. In the bathroom, we made a deal that she'll help out my son's bumper that's all jacked up if I replace her floor. So I was like, cool, we'll do that. So me and John did that, but we still have that one I'm talking about, the oak box that
Nice.
surrounds this old TV, and it weighs. We can't get it out of the basement because it weighs so much. I'm gonna have to absolutely destroy it. But I was looking at the buttons, and I saw that color button or whatever it was, and I remember pushing it, going, "What the heck does that do?
What is that for?" Yeah.
Oh,
So
that was lame.
when I was first out on my own, I had my own apartment. Right, I was single, had my own apartment. I was dating Laura, my wife at the time, and her dad worked with a guy that was selling. They had one of those big console TVs, like you're talking, the big simulated wood grain, and on each side it had the. I mean, it was
a cool design though too.
It
They
was
like
cool design.
hand design, chip it away, get little.
Was like
the
it was.
poles
I think I
going.
paid $50 for it, and so for the first few years, when in my pad, I had this huge old console, and then I put my stereo on top of it. Speakers on either side.
Because you could put
exactly
on top of those.
You could, totally. I mean, it would
literally that thing would hold
heavy duty
everything you could put on it. Plus Atlas. You talk about Atlas, boy. That's holding Atlas ball. You'd be good. I mean,
that was awesome.
Man. Well, let's talk
okay,
rock and roll, man. It's rock and roll time.
Okay, hold on. I got another tangent. You started
a tangent. Okay, all right.
Tangent.
I'm in on tangents. I'm in.
So, I hate these dumb AI videos that litter your feed.
I don't look at them, so I bet you do. Uh-oh. Lock up.
I lost you for me. Are you back? Are we back?
We're back. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything went black, and I think, what's going on? Anyways, if you check out X and even Facebook, yours truly, I'm posting terrible AI videos.
I've seen them.
I don't know if
I've seen them, brother.
Yeah.
I've seen the baby.
And so I get these people comments like, "This is the worst AI ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's why I'm posting them. They crack me up." So I will continue to be posting terrible AI videos.
Yeah.
So I just want people to know I know they're AI and I know they're terrible. That's why I post
guys,
them.
I think, man, if you looked at them and thought it was serious, like we're going to do a serious commercial. Come on, you don't know Jeremy too well. That's all pure sarcasm coming at you. I was dying when I saw that baby talking. I was
so bad.
crying.
They're
my
terrible.
Wife, she's on Instagram, so my wife's like, "Hey, Jeremy posted a video. Check it out." And then there was like a woman, there's an old dude.
I did a vampire
in there. Oh my gosh!
The other day, a guy with like, he looks like he's in Ghost, right? We'll talk about Ghost in a minute, but he's got white powder all over his face, and he's like a vampire. And guys, I know they're terrible. That's why I posted them, because they
are terrible. It's like you don't listen to some of them I look at, I'm like, you don't listen to classic rock. There's no way you listen to classic rock.
You don't think the 85-year-old black guy listens to classic rock?
Hey,
probably not. He might.
He might. I'm not going to be judgmental, but no,
probably not.
No judgment here. No, he doesn't. he don't listen to. He looked like a smooth jazz listener.
That's what I was thinking, and he had kind of that nice Morgan Freeman
That's what's
voice.
funny about it.
Okay,
it's like people are looking at going, "Come on."
Do you think that guy listens to Metallica? Probably.
Yeah. No.
All right. So Rich has a whole fistful of news.
Oh,
I'm just going to comment. I'll just add snarky comments. I have a few news items, but I bet you cover some of the ones
maybe.
I have written down. Let's see.
Tapping off last week, we know Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons were seen going to Ace Frehley. Yeah, that was actually on our local classic rock station. The name that you talked about last week. They were talking about it, but anywho, they were seen going to his funeral, so that was pretty cool. And Gene was really devastated. I didn't know he was so devastated about it. I mean, like I said, we talked about it. They were buddies, but I didn't know that they were that close. Like Gene Simmons is devastated about this, and I was like, wow, okay, they were really good friends. But
and Peter, it was always kind of Gene and Paul on one side and Peter and Ace on the other. So Peter and Ace were really good buddies, and I heard that Peter was just sobbing at the private funeral there. Yeah,
that's what I saw. Gene was just devastated. He said it's hard for me to get past this. Like I'm just fully devastated. And then there's an investigation going on. This is not news that I had to cover, but there's an investigation going on. What really happened?
Wow.
Yeah, the hospital. How come he passed away? He was on life support and then passed away. Why?
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what comes out of that. We'll keep you updated, guys. We'll just keep you updated. I don't know.
So one follow-up I saw, Eddie Trunk and Ace were good friends for 40 years, right?
Yeah.
I think Eddie had something to do with the solo with Fraley's Comet. He was like for the record company or something, but they've known each other forever. Now what Eddie Trunk said is there was the first fall in the studio that we all heard about, right? That's when Ace had to postpone his show.
Right. Yeah.
So he was recovering from that, doing okay, but then Eddie said, then Ace took a fall down the stairs. And when he fell down the stairs, his head hit multiple times. And he never regained consciousness after falling down the stairs.
Really?
So he was in the hospital for like a week and a half after that fall down the stairs.
You were following that, weren't you?
What's that?
You were following that, weren't you?
I was. All I knew, I didn't know he'd fallen down the stairs. I just knew that he had been, and the press didn't say anything about how he had been on life support until right before he died. I mean, it was literally like a few hours before we heard he died, but apparently he was that way for a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't read that either. Yeah, I didn't follow up on it, but he did make a lot of news, which was cool to see. I was wondering if he was going to make the impact that Ozzy did. I knew he wouldn't because Ozzy was
not quite, but there was a big outpouring.
Yes, it was. There was a lot of news on it too. So, so they were spotted going to the funeral, and there was a couple pictures online. You can see him at the checking in at the airport station and all that. So pretty cool. But hey, kudos to Judas Priest. About to play in the LA, what are they? The Kia Center now, or the Kia Forum, whatever. Now. But they donated $100,000 to the Los Angeles Fire Department right before the show. That's pretty cool.
Good. That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool for Priest to do, because of all the fires that were in Malibu and all that other stuff, so they donated some stuff. But now let's get to the major tour announcements. What do you think?
I'm ready. You
ready? Well, we all know Rush. We talked Rush.
I know one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but they added 35 new shows. 35 new shows. And guess what, people? They're coming to Seattle, Washington, which is only a hop, skip, and a jump to the west. So we
will go.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Yeah, we're going to go.
We're going to check that out. But unfortunately, it's not till October of next year.
Well, we got a year to save up.
We got a year to save up, get ready, and buy a hotel room. And you can't book them for 6 months out anyway, because I did the same thing with Metallica. I bought those tickets 3 years out. And then I tried to book the hotel right next to the CenturyLink Field, but it ended up was like $2,000 a room when I got through finally 6 months prior. I'd call back and be like, no, they haven't released the rooms yet. And then 6 months prior, they released the room and it was $2,000. I was like, oh no.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We got to go up the hill to the, the Motel 6 and 8,
we could sleep in the back of your truck.
We totally could. I'd be all right with it.
Yeah.
We'd pull at a rest area and just hang out. Yeah. I know some cool spots around that fire, the fire training exit 38. Our convoy needs to stop there.
Totally. Well, see, there we go.
So so Rush adds 35 more shows. So check out the new shows. There's a lot of them, a lot of places. But Iron Maiden. North America.
That was one of my.
Yeah, that's the big one. But you know who's opening?
I didn't see this. Who?
You didn't?
No.
Oh, it's huge, man. Well, as you know, I talked about it last week. Megadeth's coming out with a new album, and so is Anthrax. Whoa. And they're both opening for Iron Maiden. Now the tours come nowhere near his brother yet. I think they're gonna do more, but the closest it comes to us is Los Angeles. It's another Rush thing.
Well, so Iron Maiden has been very Spokane friendly. They usually come to Spokane.
I know.
So hopefully they'll add a date.
I'm wondering if Megadeth is going to continue on with them, or they're setting it up for Anthrax to just continue on with them, because both of those guys are big bands and they're going to headline their album. I'm sure it is. This is the start of Megadeth's 2026 final tour, as they phase out and retire. But yeah, opening for Maiden's a perfect warm up.
Oh, that's perfect. No, that's a great
show right there. And they're coming to like the Louder Than Life festivals, the amphitheaters, BMO Stadium. So they're doing stadiums. So,
haven't we seen that Dave Murray is retiring? I know Nico's
I
retiring.
saw something, but I don't know if Dave Murray was retiring or not. I did see him in the news. I didn't catch it though.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to watch that. I'd love to. Maiden's one that I have not seen them since Power Slave. So
you're in for a treat, dude.
You know,
they still were off. When I saw them on Senjutsu, what was it, the Future Past tour? No,
yeah,
it was the one before that. It was the one before Future Past. It was oh my god,
I don't remember.
East versus West. That
didn't they?
Legacy of the Beast. Legacy of the Beast.
They were in Spokane like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Legacy of the Beast. Senjutsu? Oh, it was Legacy of the Beast.
But they did play Senjutsu. They played like 4 songs off Senjutsu. It was
okay.
Amazing. They sounded amazing. Wow. It was so amazing. And their stage show, when that they played Iron Maiden, this beast comes up from behind the stage. I never seen anything like it, dude. I thought it was on a screen, but it was actually 3D cloth type of.
Holy cow! It was an actual.
And it's looking around, and dude, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. So we got to see them too. We got to go.
No, that's one that I would absolutely go see.
Yep. And then Foo Fighters. You heard Foo Fighters is going on tour.
Saw that. Yep.
John Bon Jovi's going on tour again. You hear about that one?
This is a solo John Bon Jovi tour, or
yes,
is it Bon Jovi? It's just John
Bon Jovi. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's Bon Jovi. They said it Bon Jovi, and he's gonna do a residency at Madison Square Garden.
Oh wow!
And he's gonna do a tour too. So I saw both things. He's doing a residency and a tour. So that might be interesting. Oh, here's one that you're gonna love. Here you go.
I'm ready.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
This was the best announcement yet. Culture Club is going on tour. They're going back on tour, baby. And
nice.
To the Quest Casino. Oh my God. Can you imagine seeing
Oh.
Culture Club and Boy George? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Sin on me for saying that here on the Classic.
I won't. Yeah, I won't be there. However, okay, I'm just gonna admit it. You know, I sing along. If I hear "Do you really want to hurt me" on the radio, I mean, I know most of the words.
Karma.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, it's not that I love Culture Club. It's just you're nostalgic.
No, I get it. I mean, it was the 80s, man. Everybody knew.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Boy George.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I hear a Rick Astley tune and I'm like, never gonna give you, before I know it, I'm just like,
you're doing the white boy dance.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. So here's an aside. Okay. What made me think about this? Oh, I saw a corny old clip from Saturday Night Live where they did a spoof on Star Trek.
Okay.
Where it starts out, it's actually it's William Shatner. He's like, Captain's log, stardate 4268. Since the Enterprise has been bought by the Marriott Corporation and turned into a restaurant, the crew is so the whole thing is they're all it's all a restaurant now. So every Spock is like a waiter and of course William Shatner's there and the restaurant's called Captain Kirk's, like a seafood restaurant. Yeah. But anyways, I was thinking, here's what I like about Shatner, right? He's never taken himself seriously. He'll totally spoof on Captain Kirk.
Oh, yeah.
He'll do all that. And Rick Astley is the same way. Rick Astley is like, he's like, dude, I had 2 hit songs and I have milked those hit songs for 40 years.
Yeah.
And, the Foo Fighters will have him come up on stage and sing his songs. And he loves it. He's He's like, I'll totally do these nostalgia tours because I get up and I sing my 2 songs and then I get off the stage. He said it's wonderful.
Wow.
So I don't know. I then you see other artists that like just take themselves too seriously, and it's like, dude, just lighten up.
All the time. There's metal bands that do that all the time. I can name it. I'm not going.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Hey, Marlon, we'll talk about anything here. Okay,
That's
so,
right. Hey,
yeah.
if you, that was a joke and sarcasm, by the way. You know, Jeremy likes Culture Club. You know, I mean, come on, man.
I may or may not admit that our dad band learned a version of "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" We did it as a kind of a joke.
Did you have
but
the
we
dude
did.
from The Wedding Singer started off?
We start. Yeah.
You suck. That is the best line ever when he's singing and you hear the dude in the background. You suck.
It's appropriate.
Oh my gosh, so good. All right, well then here you go, Marlon. We'll just go ahead and talk a little bit of metal. Soulfly is coming, and they're coming to Spokane. Now that's Max Cavalera from Sepultura. So he broke up with Sepultura. You don't know all about that, but
well, I just know the name.
yeah, Soulfly.
And no, Marlon, boy, George did not play a flying V. So just so
are you sure he didn't? He might have.
He might have. But
yeah, that might not be the same flying V that we know and love in classic guitar rock, though. It could be
so the Sepultura. When did he leave Sepultura?
Oh man, he left in like early '90s, mid '90s.
Oh, wow.
It was right after Roots. It was right after Roots went down, and then they had a big falling out, and then him and the drummer, his brother Igor Cavalera, took off, and they actually started another band, but ended up in Soulfly. Well, it was actually Soulfly, but then it went to the Cavalera Conspiracy or something like that.
Okay.
When now, and they're redoing old Sepultura albums. Their old stuff is so good, so tight, so good. But
did you say they're coming to town?
Yes, Soulfly is. Yeah, they're coming to the Knit. They're coming to the Knit
factory.
Yep.
Okay.
And awesome. As I Lay Dying, I think, is opening up for them. And then
wow,
festival season's coming, as we all know. It's coming up in the year 2026. But they already have System of a Down, Slayer, and Korn all going to be on these tours. Slayer, retirement. Remember what I said about retirement?
Yeah.
Slayer retired. I went to their final show in Spokane, Washington, with Primus opening up. That was badass, by the way. Really cool. Mm. And anyway, that's all going on.
But they're coming. But Slayer is doing another tour then.
They are okay. In festivals. They're doing festival tours.
Okay, gotcha.
They come to the Gorge. I'm assuming the Gorge because it's all amphitheaters and all that other stuff. But yeah, and then we got some new album releases. Nothing big though. We got Doro. Remember Doro? Doro's releasing a new one called Warriors of the Sea. Rare Diamonds. I don't know why that's in quotations. So maybe they're part of the Warrior Diamonds. I don't know. Five Finger Death Punch got a 20 years of Five Finger Death Punch best of coming out. Wow. Pretty cool.
They've been around for 20 years.
I guess so. I saw them open for Metallica, and they were great. They made a fan out of me that night. I never listened to Five Finger. I've heard them on the radio. I've listened, whatever, but I was never a huge fan until I saw them. And that singer was so legit and so honest and so real. He was a real dude. Yeah. I was like, yeah, they're good. But and then Soulfly's new album, CHAMA, comes out, or it actually is out today. And then Dream Theater announced 2 new releases.
I saw that.
Yeah, the studio albums 92 through 2016, and then Dream Theater Volume 3. So those are 2 albums you can expect from Dream Theater. And some tracks. You know, your boy is dropping a new track, right?
I know. Mark. Well. Yes, I did know that. I thought you were going to tell us about Shanker because that's Marlon.
About Shanker? Oh no, Shanker. We got them playing on.
We got a few Shanker tunes playing on.
Yeah, and you know what we talked about last time, and after I listened to them, they weren't that bad. They're all right. They're pretty cool.
Great.
They're snappy. I dig it. Yep. I dug it. But yeah, Cheap Trick came out with a new song. Foo Fighters came out with a new song. The Cheap Trick is called "The Riff That Won't Quit."
Oh wow!
So that's the new Cheap Trick song, and then Foo Fighters, "Asking for a Friend" it's called.
Okay.
So, and then Alter Bridge. I don't know if you guys know who Alter Bridge is, but that's
Alter Bridge. Creed
kind of separation type of thing. Yeah. They're coming. They dropped a new song. Tracks of the Week list. They didn't say
now. Okay, so let me do a connection here.
Yeah.
Because Alter Bridge had Miles Kennedy as their singer, right? Isn't that right? Tremonti left Creed. Miles Kennedy from Spokane was their singer. And by the way, here's the connection I'm going to make, because Miles Kennedy is also the lead singer of Slash's project.
Oh, Slash's Snake Pit.
Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. That's an album coming out. And here's the dirty little secret that no one knows. Miles Kennedy is a better guitar player than Tremonti or Slash.
Huh.
He shreds, dude.
Wow.
Let me tell you my Miles Kennedy story, right?
Yeah.
When I moved here in 92, we have a thing here at Riverfront Park called Pig Out in the Park. So every year there's Pig Out in the Park where the bands come and play. So I saw Miles Kennedy and his band like Citizen Swing in like 94, 95, and he's like my age. So he's probably 55, 50. He's somewhere between you and I, probably age wise. He's our age.
Okay. Gotcha.
Of course he looks great. He's in good shape, and he hasn't lost his hair like I'm losing my hair. So I don't know how you do it. So anyways, super talented, super good. I was going to SCC, and Citizen Swing played at SCC. Like, you'd come out at lunchtime and they're playing in the auditorium. You could go see Citizen Swing. So he worked at the music store. So, I mean, you'd go in and Miles was the kid working at the music store. So
wow,
it was cool to see. Then all of a sudden, then he's like famous, and the dude is a great singer. But Slash and Tremonti have both said Miles is a better guitar player than I am, because the dude he's a phenomenal guitar player, but you don't see him play guitar much.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I never really
singing. No,
knew that. Awesome. I didn't even know he was from Spokane. I didn't even know that.
Awesome guitar player. But yeah, so he worked. There used to be River City Music on Garland, and then it became Mark's Guitar Shop. It's still on Garland. But so that's where I knew him. I knew him from River City, and he probably worked at Music World before then. But this is early 90s.
Probably talked a lot too.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go in and he was the guy working there.
I had a record store like that in San Diego, California. That's where I'm from, by the way. So I'm originally born and raised. Left when I was 23 and never went back. San Diego. Anywho, they had a place down by the STSU, San Diego, the college, STSU. And the Aztecs. Go Aztecs, right? Anywho, they had right on College Avenue over there in San Diego, they had Off the Record. This thing was the coolest record store ever. It was all the imports. Remember, you had to go to a special shop to get the imports.
Oh, yeah.
All the thrash metal imports, or just any import, really. Metallica in Japan. What? Whoa. Wow. Yeah. I have an album called Metal Militia. It was Metallica live in some Cucamonga. I don't even know where they were. Like Master of Puppets recording, but and there was a dude named Cliff. He had one leg. He got in a motorcycle accident. And he had one leg, but he was in a band called Social Spit. That dude, those guys made it too, but they were pretty big in San Diego. My band opened for them at the place called the Soma in San Diego, and we opened for Social Spit. Yeah, they blew us away. It was a totally different crowd. We played death and thrash, and Social Spit was that punk rock type of situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'd hang around this store for hours. Like, it was our Saturday thing. We'd go there at like 9 and wouldn't leave till like 1 or 2, just talking to Cliff. But we'd always buy a few records.
That's awesome.
That's how I got into so much. That's how we got into the details of metal and rock and all that stuff, just by talking to him. And then he'd point out, "Hey, we'll check these guys out. You need to check these guys out." And I check them out and be like, "Yep, that was good." And people would never know who the heck we were talking.
And for kids like our kids and younger, anyone younger than about 30 or 35, they can't picture a world without the internet.
Oh, I know.
Pre-internet. And so, like you said, that was the networks we had, from a record store or a music store, or magazines.
Yep. COD. You remember COD?
COD. That's
Cash
right.
on delivery, baby. You'd order from a magazine. COD, because you didn't have no debit card and checkbook when you were 16 years old.
And this is funny. I've reached out to him. I just have never followed up. He's completely open to it. But in like 1983, you go on the back of the guitar mags or the music mags, you see the ads for Metal Method guitar lessons. Doug Marks Metal Method, and I ordered those as like a sophomore, junior in high school, 83, 84. I had the very first versions of those. You'd order one. It was like, I don't know, $16.95. You'd get a cassette, you'd get a little, and they were actually really good. I learned a lot.
Really?
Those. Yeah. And in fact, here's the thing. About 3 years ago, they have the whole original set. I bought the whole set, all the original 6 books. There was metal primer, there were metal progressions, metal licks, there was a different topic, and you get a cassette. Well, they had a thing a few years ago where you could buy the whole thing for like $35 or something. You get a PDF of every single lesson.
What?
And an MP3 of every single cassette. So I have those. They're on my computer here somewhere.
That's super cool.
I did it for nostalgia. And
Retro
I reached out to Doug Marks, and I said, dude, would you like to? He said, sure, absolutely. And I need to follow up because I think it'd be awesome to have the dude come on, and because so many.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so many guys our age bought those Metal Method guitar lessons back in the 80s. It's pretty cool.
I know I've seen them because I used to look at those ads in the magazines at the end, the classifieds that were like the classified. That's where I got all my bootlegs, man. You didn't know. They had the bootleg VHSs for sale. I bought so many Metallica bootlegs. So check it out. So you remember, I don't know, you're not a Metallica fan, but Cliff 'Em All. So when Cliff died, they came out with Cliff 'Em All, the video. I had every full concert bootleg that they had on the wall. And I think I still have those concerts. It's like old Master of Puppets where arenas were not sound proofed or sound orbed yet. It was just an echoey mess, where then the snare drum sounded pop. That you can hear the snare drum in the very back row without a mic,
exactly.
So but anyway, that's how I got all the bootlegs, dude, and t-shirts. They had it was like Rockabilia now, but it was like
you could buy t-shirts and posters.
And posters, yes, the blacklight ones especially. I used to get those all the time. Yeah. Didn't have a blacklight, I just had the posters.
Exactly. But those are the good old days. And so our kids, I think, kind of missed out on that because I was kind of cool. So.
Because it was, it's so easy nowadays. Everything's so easy. It made you it made you resourceful.
And it made you appreciate it more. Yeah,
it did. Man, when the mailman knocked on my door, dude, and my mom would say, "It's for you, Richard." And I come and I was like, "Yes," and he's holding my pack and he's like, "You owe me $14.95," because it was only $14.95 for 5 t-shirts and 2 and a blue and a VHS. You're like, $14, here you go, sir. And you get it, and you're like walking to your room all chest puffed out. Like, man, I did this.
Yep.
I did this stuff. Man.
And same with the record club.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. You wait.
That's a sucker.
Did my records come? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but that was the sucker, the Columbia House and all that. Yeah. I got suckered for the penny.
Oh, me too. We all did.
But you know what? It sure did grow my doggone CD collection. Totally. I had a good cassette collection that grew it. And I ordered 11 cassettes for $11, and then I only had to buy 3 in like 3 years. Hey,
totally.
I might be paying $28 for a cassette tape.
It was worth it.
It was way worth it, man. It was great.
That's awesome.
That's some old school stuff, man. That brings back a lot of memories of just those CDs. I remember, I ordered Slayer Live Undead, the album, the vinyl, and because I couldn't find it anywhere off the record, I went to all the record stores. So I ordered it, and man, that came COD. I was so pumped up. Yeah. So pumped up when that mailman was sitting there, and he's like, "Here you go." I busted out and played it loud. Mom, turn crap down. But Mom, you gotta listen to it. Did you ever go play a song for your mom, and you're like, "You're gonna love it"? It's like "Fade to Black" by Metallica. You think she's
never?
Like it?
No.
Oh, you
I knew better than to
I tried. I always tried.
In fact, my mom would go through my records. I grew up in a very wonderful family.
Right.
Very active in church.
Yeah. Right.
My mom would go through my records and go, "Jeremy, are you sure you should be listening to that?" I mean, they would never forbid me, but they're like, I can remember my mom and it's not even a bad album cover.
Yeah, nowadays.
She pulled out the album cover for Lick It Up by Kiss, which is just the band standing there, but Gene Simmons is sticking his tongue out, and it's
Yep.
called "Lick It Up," and
Yep.
she's like, "Are you sure you should be listening to this?" Fortunately, she didn't see my Iron Maiden Killers album.
Yeah, no, you
That-
didn't.
yeah, that
you
would've
didn't
been-
own Slayer album. You're good. Yeah, I had my mom. Listen to this, mom. You're gonna love it. But my mom was super cool about it all. We were in the time of the PMRC, and we were Satan's
totally.
children. I mean, all of us were Satan's children, no matter what. No matter what we did, if we wore rock and roll, we were Satan's children, and we got it from everybody. We got it from the mall. We got it from the people in the stores. We got it from everybody. Man, I know I did. I'd wear my rock shirts proud and my Levi jackets and just be like patches, kill them all,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and just the PMRC tainting us. But you know what? Play WAP. You ever heard of WAP? Play WAP today from Nicki Minaj or something.
Oh yeah, no, it's
nothing compared to what we listen to stories. Yeah, they might have been album covers that got it.
Totally. And so you look, and Iron Maiden's a perfect example. Even Ozzy songs, right?
Yep.
They talk about Ozzy being a devil worshiper and all this, but you go read the lyrics to Revelation Mother Earth, right?
Exactly.
Or even the Sabbath stuff. You go back and listen to Geezer Butler's lyrics. They accuse them of being a devil worshipers, but all you got to do is read the lyrics, and they're not promoting Satan. Let's just say that.
No, not at all.
There might be Satan in the lyrics, but it's scary. It's like, dude, it's and even Suicide Solution, which got so much flack. The purpose of that song is you're going to kill yourself if you drink yourself, if you're an alcoholic. That's the whole message of the song.
It was like parables. It was like PMRC spoke. It was this guy. No, I was making a point, fool.
Marlon is just he's
on it today. He's on fire today.
He's so disappointed. He found out you listen to Boy George, or I do. He found out we're talking about Boy George and Nicki Minaj is just the bridge too far.
I guess so. I was dude. Our metal and our rock is nothing compared to everything today that's out there.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And here's the thing, man. I learned so much about history from Iron Maiden.
Oh, me too.
Because you'd like, dude, this is the War of 1812. I'm going to go read up. I listen to Trooper. And so then you go learn about the War of 1812.
Exactly.
Right. You listen to, dude, there's that song on Peace of Mind about Dune, the books, the Dune books. Arrakis,
that's right.
That got me into Dune. So then I started reading
Revelation.
Dune books.
I went and just learned all about Revelation.
Totally.
I was like, what is this all about? I love this song, all of it. And Number of the Beast, I learned about that. That's just about the Omen. It's just about a movie.
Yeah, it's about, and that's the thing is, well, Sabaton. You and I saw Sabaton. Open for Priest.
Yeah.
They've kind of taken that thing that Steve Harris did on steroids, and it's like, we're going to do this song is about this battle that happened in World War II.
They actually have a new album coming out too, by the way. They have 4 new songs out there. You guys will check it out.
I'm a fan of them.
They're so good. All 4 of them. Legions, I think it's got. I can't remember. There's a lot of new songs out. Anyway, go ahead.
So I have one news item. I don't know if you have any more news items.
Oh, I do, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, here's the one, and every time I bring this up, I get in a bad mood. But I'm going to bring it.
Don't get in a bad mood.
Because finally, and I have some context behind this, right? Finally, Bad Company is going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh,
but here's the thing. On the surface, of course, it's easy for us to say, why the heck wasn't Bad Company in there 30 years ago, right? Yeah. Why has it taken this long for Bad Company? Well, which is a valid point when you consider the fact that there's still bands like Styx and Boston.
But they're not even talking about them.
That they've never been nominated.
Uh-uh.
And how can Styx not be in the Rock and Roll?
Dude, it's because it's all politics, man. Tom Morello is on that board. And
Is he really?
he is, yes,
Yeah,
he is.
he's
That
he's
dude's high up, and I don't
he's
know why.
butt wipe.
He
Yeah,
is,
I'm
right?
sorry.
I don't like him
Yeah.
at all. I never have. He is a
Yeah.
complete, that's a perfect word. He's a butt wipe, man. He
Yeah.
is 100%. And he is in all of the rock and roll and metal communities high up there.
I didn't know he was actually like in those positions.
He is. He is. in
Here's
a
my
lot of those.
here's my favorite Tom Morello story. He goes into some coffee shop in Seattle. That's a popular spot, right? You got to make reservations,
Right.
and he tries to pull the whole "Do you know who I am?" card.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and they basically said, you know what? We don't care who you are. You can't come in front of other people that have made reservations.
Good.
I thought that's so funny. But anyways, Paul Rogers, the whole point I want to bring this up, he says they might perform. So Bad Company might perform at the show, which
Oh, wow.
is really only two guys left. It's only Paul
Yeah.
and the drummer. Simon
Right.
Kirk, is that the drummer? It's only Paul and the drummer that are original members because their guitar player died here not recently. But it's easy for me to just rip on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's plenty to rip on them about. They're a
Oh,
joke,
yeah.
right?
100%.
But here's the backstory. At the very beginning of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I think the first year they inducted people was like 1989 or
Yeah,
90
it
or
wasn't
something.
too long ago. Well,
Yeah.
not too long ago for us.
they Bad Company could have been inducted then.
Yeah. Totally.
But Paul Rogers, again, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was new. No one really knew anything about it. And Paul Rogers was against it. He said, I don't want us to go into some. He said it's like having your music, get all old and musty in a library. I don't want to be inducted into some Hall of Fame. And so, giving the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the benefit of the doubt, Bad Company did have a chance to go in earlier, and Paul Rogers didn't want to do it.
Well,
So-
the same thing happened for Iron Maiden, by the way.
Really? I did not know
They
that.
denied it. They won and denied it. And that
I
was
did
like
not know
4
that.
years ago. 4
Okay.
years ago. I voted like a million times for Maiden. You can vote every day,
Mhm.
and I voted for them. Same thing with Sabbath. Sabbath didn't make it till later on in life. Like they should have been the first ones.
They should have been in the very first. Kiss should have been in
Amen.
the very first round.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
check this, and here's what boils my biscuits right here. Rich.
Yeah.
The very first year Green Day was eligible,
Yeah.
they go in. Can you believe that crap?
I like
Green Day.
Don't get me wrong,
Green
but
Day
that's wrong.
went in. Green Day went in before Kiss. They went in before Foreigner.
Yeah.
They went in before Yes. I believe they went in before Rush. Can you believe that crap?
I can't, and that's the problem. Although I do love Green Day, that's ridiculous.
It's
You can't-
complete politics.
Exactly. It's whoever's popular at the time. Even Metallica, God bless them, they're my favorite, but they were
Mhm.
inducted before Ozzy. They are the
that shouldn't have
Metallica, the
happened.
biggest metal band in the world. And they've been for a long time. But it's
Yeah.
man. I mean, you're putting up nominations for Cyndi Lauper. You're putting up nominations for Dolly Parton, who won and got in there. I mean, it's like I get it. You're walking the cusp of
It's
rock
a
and roll.
popularity. It's popularity.
Popular.
And Dolly Parton even said, "I shouldn't be."
I need to make a rock and roll album. So she did.
Yeah,
She made called Rockstar or something like that.
yeah.
She made an album just so she made a rock album. She felt it
So,
wasn't there.
and Marlon brings up Kansas, another great band. Kansas
Yep,
should be in
Kansas.
there. Styx should be in there. Foreigner finally got in there.
Yeah.
And there's a bias towards certain types of music, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Ted Nugent will never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and because he's a alienating figure. A lot of people don't like Ted Nugent. However, if they're alienating people on the other side of the political spectrum, they'll put them in, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a balanced. I get it. half the people hate Ted because of his politics. I understand that. But half the people hate Bruce Springsteen because of his politics, and he's in there. So you got it. It's very frustrating.
Who's the inductees this year? I'm looking that up.
I try not to even look because it makes me mad.
Okay, but Bad Company, you know Bad Company's going in.
Bad Company.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker has been trying to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And he should be.
He probably should be.
He should be. Okay. Outkast. Come on.
Outkast. Come on.
Cyndi Lauper. That's okay. Okay.
So
Soundgarden. That's a 90s band, man. Soundgarden is going in. And then the White Stripes. Again, another 90s band. So those are the inductees this year.
Yeah, White Stripes, that's silly. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
I can see the case being made for Soundgarden, right?
Yeah, okay. Limited. But the point is you're talking they're not ready yet in my eyes.
No.
Only in the 90s. They're just hitting classic. They're just hitting classic.
Totally.
They need to be vintage and all that other stuff.
And Cyndi Lauper, obviously Cyndi Lauper had a lot of hits. So did Madonna.
I'll give Cyndi Lauper her credit.
But
it's cool. It's cool.
They should just call it the Music Hall of Fame.
Okay, I agree.
Don't call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Call it the Music Hall of Fame.
Is not rock and roll. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not rock and roll. They should have the Rap Hall of Fame. And you can
they can do power
to you. They should have a Pop Hall of Fame. Because God forbid, you know who's coming, dude. You know who's coming to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The girl who you got to give it to her, Taylor Swift, man. It's coming, and everyone's gonna be pissed. It's gonna be a big stink when she gets nominated, but that's coming because she's so popular.
My beef is, I mean, I get it if those people are, but you can't overlook the bands that have been overlooked. That's
forged.
It's ridiculous. Exactly.
I mean, we're talking. Rock.
Yeah, I mean,
roll.
The fact that Styx and Kansas aren't in there,
is Cheap Trick in there? Did they make it?
Cheap Trick did get in there,
okay,
surprisingly. Right. But Cheap Trick, to be honest, has always been kind of the critics have always kind of liked them. They've always been kind of one of those where the critics have always hated Styx.
Yeah,
they've always hated Kansas. They actually usually hated Rush. So when Rush got in, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, Morello, Priest took 3 times.
Yeah.
They took 3 times to get in. And finally they got it.
And to give Morello credit, he has been pushing for a lot of these metal bands. Priest, I know he was a Priest fan and Maiden.
Yeah, that's what I was going to give him props because he pushed for Maiden. Maiden actually made the votes, and then they were like, we don't want this. We don't want
I didn't know that.
And now I think they're going to start redoing it maybe after they stop touring, but I think they said we're not done yet. They had the mindset that we're talking about, like we're still rolling, we're still doing it, you know? So maybe that was it. I don't know.
Marlon asked if Alanis Morissette is in yet, and see, to me, I don't think she should be. Personally. No, she had one album, right? She had one album.
No, she had a few.
Did she? But did she have any that were successible other than the Jagged Little Pill?
Yeah.
Did she? Okay. I ignored music in the 90s. I'll admit that.
I don't think I was there.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole Green Day thing bugs me more than anything. Just because, the very first year they were eligible, they got in. That's a joke.
No, she is not in the Hall of Fame. But I have to admit, though, I like a few of her songs.
And she's more rock and roll than Cyndi Lauper.
She is. Yes. Her and what was the other one? Sheryl Crow. They were kind of out at the same time. Sheryl Crow like rock too. I mean, I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
No, she's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Pat Benatar's in there, which she should be. That's great.
Yep. Joan Jett.
Joan Jett, I think, is in there. I think, is Blondie in there? I think Blondie, Debbie Harry and Blondie, are they in there? They should be. I think they should. And I think
yes, Blondie was inducted in 2006.
Yeah, no. And I'm good with that. They should be.
I agree.
I didn't have a problem with the Go-Go's being in there.
Yeah, they They did.
Yeah.
They Our Lips Are Sealed, man. That was
Yep.
huge
great.
back in the 80s, man. And
We got the beat, all of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Good
And
stuff.
Vacation and all that crap. Yeah, they
Okay, so I didn't mean to riff on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too much.
That's all good.
It makes me
was needed to be said.
frustrated. I think the Pretenders are in there. Are the Pretenders in there?
The Pretenders.
I think they should be, personally.
Oh, that's why I'm not seeing any of these silly comments. I wasn't on the comment section.
Oh no.
I was wondering why. I'm like, it's all blank.
Yeah.
How are you seeing this? Okay, I got it. Tenders.
We're looking it up. We're doing our research. Our crack research team. That doesn't mean he's researching crack. It just means
I could if you want. Yeah.
he's
2005. 2005.
Okay.
So the Pretenders are in there. Yes.
I'm good with the Pretenders being in there.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good with that. I can live with that too, because
they were rock.
Middle of the road.
That's a good one.
That's a great one. Yeah. That's a great one.
All right. What other news items do you have?
Oh man, in memoriam.
Okay.
Memoriam. Did I say memoriam? I did.
We knew what
memoriam. Virginia Lilly died. You know, from Lily. That was from Australia. They were an Australian metal band, but Lily, she passed from cancer, unfortunately.
How old was she?
I don't know. Good question. She was young though. She was only, I think she was in her 40s. I think she was young. Yeah. Same thing with Sam Rivers though, the founding bassist for Limp Bizkit. Died at 48.
I saw that.
Yeah, he was not old at all. And then John Lodge, the bassist for Moody Blues, died.
Moody Blues, I saw that.
And then the drummer for Joe and Jet, Tommy Price, died.
Wow.
And this one shouldn't be on, but I had to do it. Dave Ball, the electronic musician and co-founder for Soft Cell.
Soft Cell.
Soft Cell. Sometimes I feel.
Yeah, that's a great song, man.
You know what that reminds me of? The Coneheads.
What's that?
Coneheads, man. I love the Coneheads. That is a great flick.
I think I was in 9th grade when that song came out. We loved it, man.
Yeah,
it's a great tune. That was kind of right after Devo, Whip It Good and Girl You Want and all of that. Soft Cell.
There was some about the 80s songs. I mean, that was when metal and 80s music was kind of mixing for me. It was kind of, I knew all the 80s stuff. We had a channel called the Mighty 690 in San Diego, and I played everything from the Doors all the way to Soft Cell and all that other stuff. So all the 80s tunes, but you'd hear all the old school stuff, rock, and you hear some Priest on there. They had it all. It was just a great mix of 80s
it's
stuff.
Just well, and that's what was cool about, and even the early days of MTV, right?
Yeah.
When MTV first signed on, first of all, there wasn't a lot of video music available. So if you made videos, you'd get put on MTV. Yeah. And so you would go from seeing I'm talking 81, 82, 83. By 83 or 84, it became mainstream enough that then everyone had videos. But before that, Flock of Seagulls, right? Yep. That's a band. They would not have happened without MTV. And they literally were told, I just was watching a clip about this, like the night before, their record company told them, hey, you're going to make a video tomorrow. They said, what's a video? Well, we're going to make a video for this new channel called MTV. And so they literally went out and bought new fancy new wave looking clothes and did their hair all weird. And the set was literally like just aluminum foil all over everything. Super low budget. And they went in to do that video for Iran. Smash hit, right? Put them on the hit wonder.
Funny. You make a good point there. I think all those 80s first videos, I mean, all of them, they were like in a room with a lighted floor, and then they had the background, which was a screen. A green screen with all the stuff on it, and they all had their electronic pianos, and they're all walking around, and that drum kit was a snare and a bass and a one cymbal, and that's
that was it.
It was redonkulous, man. Yeah, that was early 80s stuff.
And you would go.
It was cool.
It was cool. You would see some. And MTV would pull out, just because they had it on video, they'd pull out some 60s, the Animals or something, and then they'd go into Adam and the Ants. You know, it was like crazy.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, and then they played Judas Priest.
Totally.
Got another thing coming. That was where I saw that. And so we had a place. So we had a rock station called KGB, and they had a video station called KGB Rocks 10. So I kept requesting. You had to write in. You know, we didn't have the internet again, so we had to write in our request, put a stamp on it, send it, snail mail, and I always request Dio, Holy Diver.
Nice.
Request it because they play Rainbow in the Dark. Even and that's one of them that was like go from Flock of Seagulls to Rainbow in the Dark, and then to Debbie Harry or something. And then you're just like, whoa, it's all over the place, man. But I was like, I want to see Holy Diver, and my name came up, and they played it. And it's requested by Rich. You know how popular I was in 5th grade when that happened.
They're like, dude, I heard you on the KGB.
You were on the radio. You were on TV Saturday night, man. I was like,
that's awesome.
Cool, yeah.
I remember getting home from school, and my older brother was already out of high school, so I'm like a sophomore. And he before going to work or something, he'd just been sitting on the couch, and I got home. He said, dude, I just saw this Kiss video. It was I Love It Loud. Is that what it's called? From Creatures of the Night. Whoa, whoa. He said, I saw it. He said it was cool, dude. I had to wait to see it again, but then they were playing the crap out.
I remember that video, and it was in the Creatures of the Night light, the blue. It was in the blue, and it started boom, boom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah. I remember those. Man, those were some cool videos, man. Those were cool. Yeah, Flock of Seagulls. Flock of Seagulls did have some good guitar work. It was the hair, though, man. It was the hair.
Yeah, the hair and
the
Flock of Seagulls. That was the music. The first time I paid attention to like a digital delay, and I'm like, dude, that's got a wild guitar sound. Then of course U2 came. And it's like, well, then everyone was playing that kind of style. But the Flock of Seagulls guy was kind of to me, an early innovator in that delay sound.
I'll buy that for $1. I'll buy it for $1. I mean, they were rock. I mean, they had some rock tunes, man. I mean, yeah. It's just, I think people's definition of rock are way different nowadays.
Totally.
And it's like because people don't know anymore because they didn't live it. You know, all the board members now are of today's millennial and above, and they don't know true bands that stay with each other and play album after album after album. Usually they're one and done, or they're popping and they stick around in the pop, but they have different band members. There's only one person famous out of it all. And
I was just thinking back, this is probably 83, Austin City Limits on PBS, right? It was usually country dudes, you know. And so I'd watch it occasionally, but again, my older brother, he's like, dude, you got to come out and watch this guy on Austin City Limits. I go, what? 83, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Never seen him, never heard of him before. And we're like, just, whoa.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you start hearing about Stevie Ray Vaughan because he played on the David Bowie Let's Dance album. And then they're talking about it more and more. But that's the first time I saw him in like 83. And we're like, holy crap. There was so much going on in the 80s. It was good music. It was good. Think of all of course, metal as we know it. I mean, obviously there was metal in the 70s, but it's really the 80s when it really took off. But then you had like Stevie Ray Vaughan, you had the new wavy kind of stuff. It was a good time.
I mean, but those bands, even to give credit to the pop and the rap bands, they stuck together. And they put out album after album. And if something happened to one of those members, you knew about it. That was a big thing, like the bass player, Metallica, Cliff Burton dies. That was huge, man. It's like, whoa. Now, we didn't, back then, you didn't foresee Metallica being the kings of metal. They are.
Exactly.
But they were just another thrash band. But one main member, and you're like, are they going to go on? You know, you actually thought that. And in the 70s, anyone dies, you're thinking, are they going to go on? Because they were a band. They weren't the guitar for hire, or bass for hire, or drummer for hire anymore, like they are today. Like they swap and shop all day long nowadays, and they'll replace them in a heartbeat if they don't like the breakfast that they ate. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, you're out of the band. We're going to get a new bass player, and that's today's commitment to music.
Marlon brought up Eric Johnson. Here's the thing. Yeah, Eric Johnson I saw him early on Austin City Limits also, but I just thought about this. People don't realize this. Christopher Cross, right? Who won, I think, 5 Grammys for that Christopher Cross album that had Sailing and Ride Like the Wind. And I mean, Eric Johnson is on that album, by the way. Eric Johnson's one of the guitar players. I think some other famous studio guys are on there. And Christopher Cross just plays this ripping guitar solo at the end of Ride Like the Wind. It's ridiculous, right? So talented. But what's my point there? I don't remember what my point is. Oh, I have a whole video. Where I talk about Christopher Cross. And Christopher Cross was a victim of MTV. And yes, we talk about the fact that he filled in. Richie Blackmore was sick, and they got Christopher Cross to come fill in for Richie Blackmore.
What album was that? What album was that?
This was back in the 70s. It was back in the late 70s. It was just a tour. It was a tour. So it was, Deep Purple broke up in like 75. Yeah. So it would have been.
They got back together, right?
They did, but this would have been back in the 70s,
gotcha.
Where it was just one concert. Right? It was one concert that they were in Austin, I think, and they said, "Hey, we don't want to cancel. Who can we call?" And they said, "Hey, there's this guy, Christopher Cross. He could do it." And he came because you don't think of Christopher Cross as a rocker, but he totally is.
Right.
And that's his claim to fame. He owned the Stevie Ray Vaughan Stratocaster before Stevie did. So the famous SRV Stratocaster, Christopher Cross went and pawned that, and then like a day later, Stevie Ray Vaughan came and traded another guitar for it. So it's an interesting.
Stevie Ray Vaughan came out with Crossroads, right? He did Crossroads.
Stevie Ray Vaughan did. The first one was.
What was the big '80s? It was Crossroads, wasn't it?
No, Crossroads was. There's the Eric Clapton Crossroads concert.
Crossroads. That's right.
But Stevie Ray did Texas Flood, Couldn't Stand the Weather, Soul to Soul. The first album I ever bought was
Texas
Live Alive. Texas Flood was awesome. Couldn't Stand the Weather was awesome. Then that In Step, the last one he made. Then he made Family Style with his brother, but that didn't come out till after he had died. But In Step, he was good. Anyways, we're past our time.
Yeah, we are.
Our time.
We are.
What are we doing?
We'll save some for next week, man.
We'll save some for next week. What did I want to say? Listen to the station, Classic Guitar Rock Radio. Go to classicguitarrock.net. You can link to the podcast and the radio station right there. And you can buy the t-shirt. Is the t-shirt still $13?
Yeah, it's $13 on there. I'm just keeping it $13.
$13.
Yeah, I still got a few. And I was actually, maybe we could put a vote out there. Maybe I was thinking about, I have a new graphic for you. And it's a dude. Classic Guitar Rock in the middle of a dude. And it's just a 70s dude. And he's like outlined. He's got the beard, the glasses, the bandana. You know, like Freedom Rock, man. Hey, man,
nice.
Freedom Rock. I was thinking about putting it above and putting the Classic Guitar Rock at the bottom. So making that a t-shirt. Maybe it'll sell better with the dude.
Dude, that would be awesome.
All right, that'll be my third shirt. I'm making my own Metallica shirt. Don't tell Metallica. So I'm making the own Metallica shirt. I'll wear that. I'll show it off in a few weeks in this podcast.
As long as you don't try to sell it.
No, I'm not trying to sell. This is my son designed it, and it is bad A. It is
nice,
awesome, man. It is really good. Anyway, hey guys, Classic Metal Vault's on tonight too, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's going really good, man. We got some good mixes. I love the random stuff that we got going on with it and the mix of it all. It's really going good. So come check out the Metal Vault with me tonight, tomorrow at 4 p.m. as well. And if you're in the UK, I do it at 4 a.m. Pacific as well. So
nice.
3 times, and it's a different show every time. That's the cool part nowadays.
Now, how can people email you directly to the Classic Metal Vault?
Classic Metal Vault, all one word, at mail.com. Let me know if you want to hear something specific. I'll put it in there for you. no problem at all. Or you just want to talk old school metal. You may know a band that I don't know about that I need to listen to and get on there. You know,
Perfect.
Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm just a fan like we all are. So
awesome. All right. Well, Rich, thanks. We'll do
all
it
right.
again next
And
Friday.
we will listen to Buckethead.
Man. All right. Okay.
All right. Have a great day,
See you
guys.
Take care, everyone.